Welcome to TMZ Live. So we are coming up on the 250th birthday of the United States of America. And it is a big deal, and it is a big deal in Washington, D.C. There are all sorts of events planned. There is a Freedom 250 concert series that everybody was really, really excited about. And then the word came out that this was more Trump-related than advertised, that the Trump 250 task force was behind this concert series. And a lot of the artists were saying, we didn't know that. We just thought this was a celebration. So there has been an exodus from that concert series by a bunch of people, including Martina McBride, Bret Michaels, who says that he's gotten threats because he was going to participate. Young MC, Morris Day, the Commodores, they're all saying that we felt duped, that we did not know this was a Trump-related plan and party. So there are a couple of people who are going to perform for sure. Flo Rida will perform, and Vanilla Ice is going to perform as well. So I'm always excited to bring him in. So Ice, welcome back to TMZ Live.
Good to see you, Harvey, my man.
It's really good seeing you. So what do you think about this? That, you know, it's a birthday party, and now it just feels super political.
Oh, man, I'm not going to get dragged into that. I'm here to party with America, man. Music is made to bring people together, and that's what we're here to do, man. We're just going to represent the 90s. I don't take anything too serious. I don't think anybody else should. I think that we should just dance. You know, it's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and you got to get out and pursue it with dance. My mom always told me, he says, wake up and put your dancing shoes on with no matter what you're doing in life and dance your way through all your problems because you'll always be happy. And I said, why, Mom? She said, because you can't dance if you're miserable. So we're here to dance and be happy, man. It's nothing more than that. This is Vanilla Ice, man, and I love the 90s tour. We're honored. It's the birthday of America, 250, whether it's whatever your impression of the 250 years is that's you. It's all about just us making it this far and kind of bringing people together. And that's what this is about. I don't think that it should be about any political thing or anything like that. I don't even vote, so I don't even care. And if Biden called up, hey, and he said, my daughter's getting married, we need Vanilla Ice, I'd go play. It's not a big thing. You play for your fans. You know, we don't get a chance to pick our fans. They pick us. And I'll go play for Putin, and I'll play in Iran if you want. It don't matter. There's fans everywhere. Music is not political, man. It's universal. It just brings people together.
You know, it's really,
that's my take on it.
I got to say, it's really interesting you said that, because over the years, we've covered these stories where, you know, people, big celebrities, singers, have gone to Saudi Arabia, other countries that are problematic in terms of human rights. And made a ton of money, and they kind of do it quietly, where they'll perform in front of, you know, gazillionaires and pocket a lot of cash, and then they go home. And so, you know, it seems like when you do it outside the country, it's fair game. But when you do it in the United States, it really becomes divisive. And I just mentioned all the people who have bailed from this. And they're bailing because they think that this has that Trump stamp on it, and that Trump stamp is everywhere now, and now it's going to be on $250 bills, it looks like, you know, as well as building and arches and ballrooms and all this stuff. So people are saying they don't want that stamp on their forehead.
Well, some people are probably getting it tattooed too. You know, it's all about not taking anything too serious, man. And everybody's opinionated. And it seems like the world is like a snow globe today. It's all shaken up, man. I'm from the 80s and 90s. We didn't take all this mess so serious. I mean, we were all wearing Z Cavricis, and, you know, it was serious. We had fanny packs and ripped our back seats out and put in subwoofers. Come on, man. This is a celebration of America. 250, the birthday of our country that we were born in. Come on. Enjoy the dancing. Don't take it so serious. We're just entertainers, man. There's nothing that, you know, political about Vanilla Ice, that's for sure. And I'll play for any president anywhere. And if they invite me, I'm honored. And that's how it should be. You know, it's not a big deal. I wouldn't know the first thing how to run a country or even give a comment on it, man. But when you ask me to go dancing, I'll know how to get that party started. That's what I do, and that's all I'm here to do, man. And America's 250, and Harvey, you made it 250 in this country, and so did everybody else, and all the people getting upset about it.
Are you calling me 250 years old?
No, I'm saying you've been here in this country. You're American, and yeah, you're 250 years old. Way to get old on us. Way to get old on us, Harvey. You know what I'm saying? We've all been in this country. We've seen it grow. We've seen things we don't like about it. We've seen things we do love about it. And you take it and you leave it. You know what? We're here, man. We made 250 years, once in a lifetime, once in 250 years. So just get out, shut up, and play. That's what I say. And it's funny because all the people, they're all my friends. Like, we're playing here tonight. They're all on this tour with me.
Where are you? Where are you now?
We're in Bangor, Maine tonight. So it's awesome. But like, Young MC, everybody that bailed out on this, they're all out here with me. It don't matter, man. We don't have...
Are they talking to you about it?
No, it's not even a big deal. Everybody makes their own decision on what they feel like, however it works. But I don't think that anybody should take this serious, including them. I think everybody should just go dance. It's just music. What's the big deal, man? We're just entertainers. You think about it. Don't put us up on this political thing like we're running for office or something. I'm not Mark Rubio or something. I'm not, I'm Vanilla Ice, bro. I'm here to dance. It's Ice Ice Baby. It's Go Ninja Go. I turn everybody into a teenager for the night.
Oh my God.
This isn't about...
Melissa, as soon as you said Ice Ice Baby, Melissa, our camera person, started dancing. Seriously.
I love it, man.
God.
That's all it's about.
Hey, listen, I love having you on. I love talking to you, man. So,
hey, man, you know what, Harvey?
Congratulations on this tour, too. This is amazing.
Thank you, brother. I get to be the oldest teenager in town. It's what it's all about, man. And that's what it's all about is smiles are contagious, man. We need to get more on this. We need to spread more love and more positivity in this world because that's contagious too. So let's just marinate on that. All right. We'll see you guys on America 250. Holla.
Thanks, Ice. We'll see you.
Take care, guys. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
So, Maddox Jolie, and I say that intentionally, he is no longer Maddox Jolie Pitt, or at least that's his intention. He has gone to court to file formally for a name change to take Pitt out of his name. He's already done that, when he did a movie with Angelina where he went by Maddox Pitt, but the 24-year-old wants nothing to do with the name Pitt and wants it removed. The judge has yet to sign off on it, but the judge will. They always do. This is now, I believe, the fourth of their children who have done the same thing. Shiloh, Zahara, and Vivian have done the same earlier. So this really goes to the fracture in the relationship between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, that the kids have been living with her, and he is utterly estranged from them.
I mean, this filing, him changing this name, to me, it's not really shocking, right? Like, we know he, for years, hasn't really had a relationship with his kids. He didn't go to Zahara's college graduation recently.
There's a reason, too.
Yeah.
I mean, Brad, look, this divorce was as ugly as anything we've covered in 20 years at TMZ. And, it never stopped. And they are still fighting over the winery, and they're fighting over all sorts of things. For her part, she says, Brad had a drinking issue. He was abusive to the kids. From his point of view, what he's saying is she has brainwashed these children against him, and there was nothing he could do about it. And it got to a point where it was so intense that there was no point in trying anymore because the kids had slammed the door shut on the relationship. So when he doesn't go to a graduation, it's, from his point of view, it's not that, I just don't want to go. It's that I can't.
Right, or it's that they didn't reach out, they didn't invite me, but then, like yesterday, it's like we asked people close to him about this name change, and it's just kind of like, well, here's Angelina further driving a wedge between Brad and his kids.
Although I think the wedge, if there was one, which Brad Pitt says there was, that wedge was driven hard years ago. And so the ship has sailed.
I don't think there's any making up. I don't think they want a relationship with their dad. I think it's done.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Coming up.
So Mackenzie Shirilla, who is profiled in Netflix's The Crash, we have now obtained some conduct reports from the prison. She allegedly was showing her breast to somebody in a video call.
Be right back.
So Mackenzie Shirilla, who is profiled in Netflix's The Crash, which is an enormously successful documentary. This is the woman, I would almost say girl, who killed her boyfriend and their good friend by crashing into a wall at 100 miles an hour. She was found guilty of murder. She is serving time. We have now obtained some conduct reports from the prison. And we're going to talk about some sexual misconduct allegations. But first, some interesting phone calls between Mackenzie and her mom.
Were you ever able to respond? What?
Was I able to respond to who?
That guy, your pen pal?
No, I never replied to Steven.
No,
I replied
not
to... Oh, yeah, I replied to Kevin Zimmerman. I love
Okay,
him.
so
I don't know who that is, but I love him. I don't know how old he is. I don't even really care that much. I just love him. Like, he's so fun to talk to.
Good conversationalist, for sure.
Yeah, it's like I like to message him back.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam is fun to message, too.
Right.
Who else do I like to message?
Well, Phil is fun to talk to.
Who?
Phil.
Oh, Phil? Okay, yes. It's all boys. That's so bad.
So, I mean, it sounds like, I mean, when you listen to this, you would have no idea she's in prison because, you know, she's talking about these boys or men that she's fallen in love with, people who are contacting her. By the way, this is the most unsurprising thing ever that she has developed almost a fan base. And not just because of The Crash. This was a case that was pretty high profile when it was actually being tried, but The Crash has brought it to a whole new level. And if you just look at people like Luigi Mangione, who gets thousands of letters from suitors, it is unsurprising that people are doing the same thing with Mackenzie. Now, there are other allegations that are made in the various records that we obtained from the prison, which include sexual misconduct.
Yeah, so we basically got a bunch of records of conduct reports, and there's a bunch of rule violations that Mackenzie has violated over her time behind bars. And that's very interesting because—
Well, one of them, we should just say, is she allegedly was showing her breast to somebody in a video call.
Correct. Which they say is a visitor, but it sounds like this is a video call because they said—
It was a video call.
She came into frame nude is what the report says, and that right before that she had some explicit material, I think you could word it, coming out of her pants, and then, you know, things escalated.
There were also drugs where she was not prescribed certain things but had prescriptions.
Yep.
So there are rule violations. By the way, these matter because you can go back a year or so ago to the Menendez case where Eric and Lyle Menendez were up for parole, and the parole board, and I think honestly this was a very shady parole hearing, it's my opinion, where they were going to these pretty minor infractions, like, you know, having a cell phone, which a lot of people have, and usually they get cell phones from the prison guards, but that seemed to be one of the main reasons why they denied them parole. And those were things that had happened years before. So what she's doing now, she's going to be up for parole in 15 years. That could cost her if she's doing this.
They're going to be looking at her time behind bars. Is she a model citizen? Has she tried to better herself? What has she been doing? You know, how has she been acting? And I mean, from this list of things that she's been doing, it just doesn't sound— it sounds like she's misbehaving.
And, you know, the other thing that's going on is that the family of her boyfriend have been— we had his sister on yesterday, and they're just really angry that she might even be profiting off of the crime. But they also were really railing that she has not really expressed any remorse and didn't do so even immediately after the crime and after her boyfriend was killed. Her father went on a true crime podcast, and he said something different.
Watching her watch every video, every song, every picture about that boy. There was a shrine to him in that room, a shrine. Cried herself to sleep every night. I know the trolls are going, good, she should cry herself to sleep. Ugh. She has remorse. She was 17. She's a dumb kid. She wasn't breaking up. She didn't do it on purpose. And I've asked her, did you do this on purpose? And she's going, no. And I would think if my daughter was that mad at that boy, to want to kill him that way, Davian would have never been in the car.
Right.
That makes no sense. If she was going to do that to Dom, there were guns all over that kid's house. If she was going to kill him, that would make more sense to me.
You know, the odd thing is, he said, my daughter absolutely did not mean to kill him. But Mackenzie, the daughter, says in the Netflix documentary that when she turned the corner before she accelerated, at that point, she just can't remember anything. So the mystery is, what was in Mackenzie's head? Because she's saying, I don't know what was in my head when I actually accelerated because I don't remember anything. So the judge was convinced that there was an intent to kill, but that is the big mystery, which I think makes this Netflix documentary so interesting.
Hi, I'm Demi in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. And what stood out to me the most was how excited she was about getting all this attention from other men. Like, where are your priorities? Where's the remorse? Things are just not adding up. With the gravity of everything going on, there's so many other things to worry about versus getting attention and pen pals in jail. I just don't get it.
Well, I mean, look, she's in prison and she's going to be in prison for at least 15 years. And at a point, you kind of adapt. And I know it sounds crazy because you're on the outside, but if you're on the inside and this becomes your day-to-day life, you try to establish kind of a world around you. So I don't know. I don't find it that surprising.
Coming up.
Spencer Pratt does not care about celebrity endorsements, even though he's getting a lot of them.
What I've learned is I actually don't want celebrities to come out and endorse me. I don't want anybody to endorse me except for the moms and the animal lovers in LA. That's my entire vote.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Donnell Rawlings took TMZ DC on a city tour.
You know what the irony of this is? A black man takes a white person to the White House.
It's TMZ.
So Spencer Pratt does not care about celebrity endorsements, even though he's getting a lot of them, and even from people who have no connection to Los Angeles, but he is getting a lot of them. So he was on Gutfeld on Fox News Channel last night, and he was asked about a lot of things, including celebrity endorsements.
You have celebrities that are now coming out in support of you, but they will deny it, won't they? Leo DiCaprio, Jamie Foxx?
You know, what I've learned is I actually don't want celebrities to come out and endorse me. I don't want anybody to endorse me except for the moms and the animal lovers in LA. That's my entire vote.
Yeah.
Because that's, So I'm cool if no celebrity ever endorses me. I actually love when the celebrities attack me because then I'm like, oh, I'm doing so well.
But I mean, DiCaprio. Did it happen?
It did. That was,
Yeah.
I love Titanic. It was a great movie.
Yeah. So,
you agree with him? Is that, I do. I don't think it matters. We've seen that.
Sometimes it can hurt.
I agree.
But I got some things to say.
What?
I do have some things to say. People are not looking at this right, and they don't look at elections right. That, people are looking at, a candidate, and either you love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in between.
No, it's all in
and if you hate them, they do nothing right. And if you love them, anybody who criticizes them about anything is a traitor and an enemy. And the reality is that, I hate to break this to people. Spencer Pratt is not Batman. Even though the commercial shows him as Batman, he is not Batman. That Spencer Pratt does not have the answer to everything. Now, that said, Spencer Pratt may have some virtues, and that maybe he is better than Karen Bass. And you could have that argument. But the idea that people now are kind of, they're doing the same thing, which
you know
is...
why it's happening, though, right? Because people are so tribal now, and it's all about attacking the other side. And you are bad. You are terrible. You don't know what you're talking about. So there's no room for you to criticize your own candidate anymore. There's no room for that.
I told you.
I disagree with it, but that's why.
You're right.
Yeah.
But and I told you about this. I'm not going to say who it is. I got a call a week or two ago from two big celebrities.
Okay.
On the same call.
Okay.
And they're telling me, you got to support Spencer. You got to support Spencer.
Right.
And and they're talking to me like, this is a savior. And people are not saviors. They're not.
No.
They're, they have flaws. They have virtues. No. Spencer Pratt has ideas. His homeless ideas that dealing with that are really interesting.
I agree.
He's also got some people who he wants to bring in, I know, and they're good people.
Yeah.
At the same time, I felt like his campaign ad about living in the trailer was deceptive. And so, it can be a mix of things.
Yeah.
These two celebrities were telling me, no, you've got to support Spencer. Spencer is the greatest. There's nothing measured about that.
There's no nuance anymore.
I'm at the swimming pool today at the gym, and this woman literally comes up and says, I've seen you here for years. Can I talk to you about something? And I'm literally about to jump in the shower at the pool.
What she want to talk about?
She says, I know Spencer Pratt. I grew up with him. He's a bad guy. Wow. And so I've got this woman in the pool, and I got these two celebrities. They're total polar opposites.
He's the devil, or he's
a devil, or the
savior.
The savior. And the reality is most people are a mix of things.
Right. Absolutely.
And we don't look at politics as a mix of things.
Right. If we can get back to that point, we'll be on the right track.
I don't know we're ever going to get back to that point. I don't think we're ever going to get back to that point.
It'll get worse.
It is getting worse.
Yeah.
And and it's funny because like here at TMZ, there are a lot of people who say, oh, TMZ is trying to bring Spencer Pratt's campaign down because we did the story about the trailer and we did the story about the reality show. And it's like, no, we're actually covering a story and telling the truth. Right. And we're not going to be shills one way or the other. No. But everybody interprets everything as you're the friend or you're the enemy.
Right.
And voters are doing that. And it's like, don't you see the mixed bag with everybody?
There are no shades of gray anymore. It's just black and white.
But I will say this, that this city is I'm a second generation Los Angelino, born and raised here. And this city is in trouble. We have an employee here who was shot at, or they shot through his car 2 nights ago in downtown LA. Downtown LA used to be, there was a renaissance 15 years ago, and restaurants and apartments and condos and businesses, and people would go down there. It was a destination. Now,
you'd be frightened to go.
You're crazy to go.
I wouldn't go.
You're crazy to go. So all of this investment down there has gone to hell. And it's a travesty what's happened in this city.
And I think that's why you're seeing him get the support that he is, though. I think a lot of people have said we need something new.
And I get it. And
is it right or not? I don't know.
And look, and that's fine that you can balance it out and say on balance you feel one way or the other. But this notion that somebody is the white knight and somebody is the devil, we got to stop thinking that way.
Hey, it's Allison from Tennessee. Look, Spencer Pratt has recently come out and said, look around. It can't continue on like this. And I think while he may be a divisive person, he still has LA's best interest at heart. And when Los Angeles is strong, it makes the rest of America strong. And the rest of America is rooting for Los Angeles. And Spencer Pratt has got to be the guy. It can't be the two ladies that have been in charge for the past 10 collective years, causing the homelessness and the drug in the park and all of that stuff. Spencer Pratt loves LA, and I think he's going to fight for it.
Yeah, I mean, look, he says he's going to fight for it. We will see. I am positive that, as I can be, that there is going to be a runoff, and I think I have a sense of who that runoff will be with, but we will see on Tuesday.
Coming up.
You obviously have heard about the bitter feud between Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun. However, it seems like it only goes one way.
I don't know Taylor Swift. I think I've met her in my life 3 times.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. You obviously have heard about the bitter feud between Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun. However, it seems like it only goes one way, that she is viewing him as a villain, Darth Vader. He doesn't feel the same toward her. So Scooter Braun was on a podcast the other day and opened up about his feelings about Taylor Swift and the fact that they are virtual strangers, which baffles him why she feels the way she does.
I don't know Taylor Swift. I think I've met her in my life 3 times. I have never had a substantial conversation with her in my life. I one time got invited to a private party by her. She told me she had the utmost respect for me. I told her I had the utmost respect for her. You don't spend $300 million buying a label that she's on unless you're excited at the opportunity to work with her. I will never truly understand that situation to this day. I wish her nothing but the best. I learned a tremendous amount from it. I chose to grow from it. But I think there's this big misconception that like we knew each other and we had this feud and like, you know, I managed her for years. And people are usually shocked to find out that I legitimately don't know her and didn't have many interactions with her and never really knew her.
So, you know, a couple of things. One is that she has called him a bully, and he's saying, how can I be a bully with you if I've not really interacted with you? But I think the bigger thing is she says that Scooter would not sell her back her masters. And that seems to be, to me, at the core of this whole thing.
Yeah, but where's that coming from? He doesn't understand why he's been painted as the villain in this. It sounds like he approached this at an arm's length as a business transaction, and the money was right in terms of him acquiring it, and if she had come up with the money and agreed to terms, he would have sold it. I don't really understand the sort of painting of him as the villain back and forth.
So,
and he doesn't either, or if you take him at his word.
There's something more about this that I just can't figure out, because when you really look at it, I think there's evidence that Taylor had the ability to buy her masters back. Now, I don't know whether she
I don't know if she had the money.
I don't know if she had the financial ability, but it wasn't like, here's an offer. Right. And it may be the terms of the offer weren't to her liking, and either financial or otherwise, NDAs, whatever it is.
NDAs asking for additional albums to come up to make up that shortfall.
But whatever it is, if an offer's on the table and she doesn't want it, that doesn't mean it was never offered.
That's right. And the person who tops you and is able to acquire it is not necessarily a villain. It's just a person who paid more for the asset. And eventually she unleashed her army on him, recorded all those songs again. It undermined the value of those things, and she ended up buying them herself, right? I mean, she cut the knees out from under the asset that he purchased and was able to acquire them eventually.
Yeah.
So I don't know what more he could have done.
I don't understand what is behind this, because she is so sophisticated and such a good business person, and is so phenomenally successful that there's something more to this, because this seems so basic.
You don't think it's naivete, right? This is how the record industry works. They take a chance on an artist. She may feel possess sort of an ownership interest in making these songs, but that's how it works. She owns the publishing rights. They own the masters.
When you don't have that kind of power behind you, when you're like, Kelly Clarkson talked about this, where she was an unknown and she goes on American Idol, and then they make a deal with her. You come on American Idol, but then if you become a pop star, we're going to own a lot of the music that you, at least a percentage of the music that you record. And, then when she becomes really big and could do it on her own, she gets resentful that she's paying that kind of money. But that's the way the music industry works.
You can understand the emotions, though. She's bankrolling all their failed music ventures, and she's the big dog. But that is the way the music industry works and has worked for
That's
decades.
why I can't understand the venom. That it just seems like it's such a basic point.
He has an association with Kanye, who is a longtime villain of hers. That could add an emotional element for her.
That could add an emotional element. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Lauren from LA. Boys, I have to disagree. I think that Scooter is a little emotional here. I feel like this is a cultural receipt that keeps coming up. He better leave those Swifties alone and just keep it a little mute. Shh, stop bringing it up.
But what do you do? What do you do wrong?
Look, I'm not a Swiftie myself, but they may be watching and they scare me. But I think just challenging her challenging Taylor in any way, those Swifties will be on you. And I think Scooter keeps bringing it up, and that's going to make it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If he does something legit that she just doesn't like, is he supposed to just go silent?
I think he should speak. I think he should just be prepared for those Swifties. I'm sure they're typing right now.
Okay, I don't know how we got here, but we're here. The Trump administration has a new website, aliens.gov, and they are pretending that undocumented workers are akin to space aliens. So this is what they're showing right now, video-wise, and then we'll tell you how they're reinforcing this with words. Okay, so that's the visual of jumping the wall. And if you go to that website, they say, and this is the quote, aliens have been walking among us. And they have an alien arrest map. And I gotta say, again, I'm trying to do this where politics are not involved, but it's like, why do you have to do it this way? I mean, we're dealing with people, and if somebody is here illegally, and you want to make the case that they shouldn't be here, make the case. But to kind of demonize them and make them these foreign creatures,
make the case first. It's illegal to be here illegally. So
that's true.
Making a case, make the case that you should enforce somebody stealing something and arrest them.
It feels like a video game.
Yeah, no, for sure. Look, obviously, they're leaning into the whole alien and UFOs. They're leaning into that. I think the bottom line is, though, Donald Trump said that this was going to be his main focus when he ran for president in 2024. That's why he was elected primarily, in my mind. And this is what you get. This is what the people wanted.
Okay, then here's my thought on it. That, yes, it was definitely a main focus. Yeah. And in a way, he kind of solved it because Biden did open the borders and we were having a flood of people come in, and he's closed the borders, and a lot of people know it. Sure. But a lot of people now think, okay, he solved that problem. Yeah. And so if the problem is solved, you're going back to the old playbook, and people aren't concerned about it that much anymore. Right. And what they are concerned about is the other thing he ran on, which is cost of living. Right. That's gone.
Well, maybe he doesn't want to talk about that.
I know, but he's thinking going back. Right. And I think going back doesn't resonate with people now the way it did when he was running before.
It might not. I think he might be trying to look to a success of his and maybe not focus on something that's not going great.
No,
right
I think
now.
that's exactly what he's doing, but I don't think that resonates.
Right, it might not work.
Hey, my name is Savannah. I'm from DC. And honestly, this whole entire thing feels so bizarre to me. I think that regardless of whatever your stance on immigration is, communicating this way almost comes across more as like internet trolling instead of actual communication of government policy. It almost feels like we're experiencing a parody of the federal government instead of the actual federal government. I mean, the entire thing feels like an episode of Parks and Rec. It's just...
You know what it feels like to me? It feels like there's like a 17-year-old who's really into video games that the Trump administration hired. And they're doing like war games that they're putting on websites. They're doing, aliens. And they got a 17-year-old that's working the machine.
Coming up.
So Ariana Grande is basically writing a song telling her fans to back off, that she is upset that these fans have become so over-engaged in her life, talking about her weight, talking about all these things, like they're somehow having a relationship with her. Yep. And she's just essentially in that song telling them, stop.
And it's about time.
Be right back.
Kind of love this. So Ariana Grande is upset that there are some fans, a lot of her fans, who, as she puts it, loves her. They love her too much. And she's sick of it. So she wrote this song that has been released called I Hate That I Made You Love Me. We're going to play a little of the song, and then we're going to explain why.
I hate that I made you love me. Sorry if I made me
So this is so fascinating that she is basically writing a song telling her fans to back off, that she is upset that these fans have become so over-engaged in her life, talking about her weight, talking about all these things, like they're somehow having a relationship with her.
Yep.
And she's just essentially in that song telling them, stop.
And it's about time. It is about time. This is long overdue. The Arianators, there are Arianators that they think that they can call her up and text her tomorrow. They think that they are like personal close friends with her. They will say like, this song is not you, Ariana. Like, why are you
So they feel betrayed by the song.
They feel betrayed by the songs. They're writing letters on X to her, talking about their disappointment towards her new song and new era.
Which is really
Writing
weird
entire letters.
because they're basically saying, we love you as long as you align with the way we feel.
Exactly.
And sorry, it's Gen A. It's Gen Alpha.
It's Gen Alpha. It's not the Gen Zers. We like whatever she does, we'll like it. If we don't like it, it's her art. Who cares?
So what she's saying to them, I really do think she's saying to them, got to draw a line.
Yep.
You're not part of my life. I love that you like my stuff.
Yep.
But you can't start telling me how to live my life.
Exactly.
And they want to tell her how to live her life, and they feel like they've been excluded.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, okay, so Nicki Minaj lost some fans because she aligned herself with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Is she going to lose fans, especially Gen Alpha, because that she's written a song saying back off?
Honestly, I think if she does, I don't think she'll lose at the same extent of like Nicki lost the Barbs, but I think the fans that do leave, thank God. It's like weeding them out.
I am too old to know in detail the comparison between Nicki Minaj and Ariana Grande. I can't believe that I just said that. That really just stunned me.
Hi, my name is Krishay. I'm in Richmond, Virginia. And I personally did not care for the song by Ariana Grande. I am a huge Ariana Grande fan, but the song wasn't giving what I expected it to. I thought it was going to be like her normal, upbeat pop Ariana Grande music, but, it just wasn't my cup of tea.
Is it, whoa. Is it because of the beat or because of the words? Be honest.
I would say both.
Well, if she made that song more upbeat but with the same words, would you still have a problem? Say yes, because I know it's yes.
Yeah, honestly, I would.
There you go.
Coming up.
So John Travolta has had a number of iterations, from sitcom on television to Pulp Fiction, very different characters. So he's gotten bored, and he doesn't think that the vibe he should have today matches the vibe he had 20 years ago.
So why not change it up?
Be right back.
So John Travolta has had a number of iterations, from sitcom on television to Pulp Fiction, very different characters. So he's gotten bored, and he doesn't think that the vibe he should have today matches the vibe he had 20 years ago. So he wanted to change it up, and he is doing it with some what appears to be controversial fashion.
I looked at all the photographs of me for 50 years. I can't tell you the difference other than when I was very young. Oh, that was the 1978 Oscars. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But I started to not be able to differentiate. I looked up all the old school directors, and they all had berets and sometimes glasses. And it was a very, it was cliche, but in a wonderful way, because they're probably reflecting painters,
right,
and musicians of the type. So
how many do you have now?
I must have about 12. They're putting men in skirts because there's a lack of something to do. So why not change it up? It's we can have fun too.
I actually love this. Everybody says he's such a nice guy. And
He certainly seems it.
Everybody says that. Everybody who's met him. And I love that, he can be so open about, hey, I'm not going to don't ask me about my beret. It's like he's really open about it.
But also, I think it's a testament to his career has always been about changing things up. Every character, all of his hallmark characters, all of his biggest characters are different from the other. There's almost no consistency to it. And so I think here it's like, next chapter. Let's move on.
Just go back to the picture real quick, because to me, there is like an Orson Welles vibe.
That's true.
Do you see it?
That's true. Although I don't know if
I'm not saying he's as big as
Orson Welles ever wear a beret?
I'm not saying but he's got that vibe of Orson Welles. I don't know what it is.
Just something different.
Okay, I'm not going to overthink it.
Hey, I'm Allie from Boston, and I was just looking at this video of John Travolta in the beret, and I couldn't help but think this is just so funny. Like, with all the unpleasantness in the news with celebrities, this is kind of hilarious. Like, most celebrities, when they want to reinvent themselves, they do Botox and plastic surgery, or even go on that detox retreat in Malibu. And he said, I'm going to put on this hat. I want to be a film director right now. This is how I'm reinventing myself. And it's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I really like it.
I agree with you. I think it is kind of awesome. And also the fact that he will talk about it. Because if he didn't talk about it and he just did it and is acting, all hoity-toity, like I'm this, big director now or whatever, it would be awful. But he's a cool guy. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Hi, I'm Nancy from Compton. How you doing, everybody? I am going to share my opinion about Scooter Braun. This kind of reminded me of like a David and Goliath situation. I thought it was really cool of Kelly Clarkson a couple of years ago to kind of recommend Taylor re-recording.
Can I stop you for a second? David and Goliath. With Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun, who's David and who's Goliath?
I would say Taylor tops Scooter.
Okay, I think you're right. You're right, but the analogy, the metaphor doesn't work for me because I think she's the Goliath.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez went to graduation of one of Lauren's kids right before something pretty monumental happened. And I gotta say, if I were Lauren Sanchez, I would be shaken by this.
Be right back.
So Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez went to graduation of one of Lauren's kids right before something pretty monumental happened. And I gotta say, if I were Lauren Sanchez, I would be shaken by this. So Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket blew the hell up just hours after that graduation. Look at this. It looks like an atomic bomb. I mean, it's crazy. And the reason why this would shake her up is, remember, she went up with Katy Perry on that mission on Blue Origin. And you got to be thinking they expected that rocket to go up just the way the Lauren Sanchez Katy Perry rocket went up, and it blew up. So, I mean, this really kind of reinforces that there are still major perils of going into outer space. That'll do it. We will see you on Monday. Have a good weekend.